Hey, Stand Tall with Dave Brown. Sports. This segment, we're going to get into some sports really quick. Remember to go to standtallwithdavebrown.com for any information on our podcast, but also that we would love to have your input, your emails. And this is a big one because sports is super cool, right? I mean, if you like sports, you like sports. If you don't, I get it. But no, I don't really get it. Sports is awesome. So call in and let us know your opinion on this stuff because this is super fun. We're going to start with baseball because this is tough. On a previous episode, I talked about being at the Louisville Slugger Museum. And my next time when I finally get to the East Coast, I've never been there, I want to go to the Baseball Hall of Fame. But Louisville Slugger Museum, they have a vault there with all the bats of all the famous players that ever played the game. Babe Ruth, Ty Cobb, Honus Wagner to Mickey Mantle to Mark McGuire. Everybody's there. I mean, they're there. And so a question we had, though, this is a fun question, the great outfields of all time at the same time. So when you think about this question, one that came up with a friend was the Cleveland Indians, Albert Bell, Kenny Lofton, and Manny Ramirez. What do you think of that group? Because they were tough. I mean, that's a tough outfield. I would think Kenny Lofton was the best of those three, but prove me wrong. So that was one. Another one would be the Pittsburgh Pirates, who I saw play live with Willie Stargell and what was it? Willie Stargell and Dave Parker. Yep. They played the Portland. Colby. Oh yeah, Manny Sanguian catching. Yep. They played the Portland Beavers, and they'd come out every year and play a game against the Portland Beavers. They're AAA affiliate at the time. So fun. But there's a time in Pirate history where Barry Bonds, I know Barry's controversial, but Barry Bonds, Andy Van Slyke, he was a stud. And then Bobby Bonilla, he was a stud. That's a really good outfield right there. Athletic, defensively, great arms. And so tell us another one. If you have something better than that, going whatever area you want to, get to Stand Tall with Dave Brown and get that email into us. And we would love to have your feedback on this. We really want to talk about who are the greatest players of all time. I got a piece of paper here I got to find here in a second. We were going over all this stuff, and who are the great players of? I've lost my paper. I don't know. I'll find it here. But we're talking about the great players in the history of the game, and we're looking at you got Mickey Mantle, you got Babe Ruth. You got Willie Mays. You might be a Mays fan, you might be a Mantle fan. Some people say, well, I'm an Hank Aaron fan.
Yogi Berra.
Who?
Yogi Berra.
Yogi Berra. I'd say Johnny Bench. This is one that, who's your best, say, 9 baseball players? There's 9 baseball players. You don't have to go by position, just give us 9. StandTallWithDaveBrown.com and send us your 9 players. Love to hear who you got on that list. Not maybe this time we're not going by position. We're just saying the greatest players of all time. And I obviously Babe Ruth. Look at Honus Wagner on that list. But who would be your guys? Could be Nolan Ryan. Could be some pitchers in there. You could have all pitchers if you think they're the most dominating player. Think about 2 things though, just for fun. Again, this is fun, and you come up with your fun facts. Mickey Mantle's rookie year, he puts his foot in a drain in center field in New York. His rookie year. Mickey Mantle's record lasted for like 60 years. Fastest man ever from home to first. Mickey was a switch hitter. But that knee injury was devastating. He had to play through pain for the rest of his career, and it impacted the way he played baseball. If we had today's technology, the way they can bounce people back from injuries, it would have been amazing for him. I think Mickey Mantle goes down as an 800 homer hitter, probably a 325 hitter, probably in the top 3 or 4 stolen bases of all time. I don't think we're having a discussion about anybody else being the best baseball player, but injuries are part of the game, and that's unfortunate what happened to him. He was still great. Then move on to another player out there, Ted Williams. Ted Williams hit 536 or 521 home runs. He was a 300 lifetime batting average of like 350. He's last man to hit 400. He was a really solid outfielder. Some people didn't like him. They thought he was kind of a little bit of a, not a nice guy. I almost said something wrong there. But Ted Williams was a great player. He flew in World War II and the Korean War, missed almost 4 full seasons of baseball. I'll look up all the stats and get that down. In the prime of his career, 500, I think 21 homers, missing 4 years. Let's say he hits 35 per. That's 140. So that's 665 home runs. That'd be minimum. At the prime of his career, though, we might be a little bit higher than that. We're probably pushing 700. I think he breaks Ruth's record. I think Ted Williams was that good. I would have to say, if you're going to put one guy at the plate, all time, that all the pitchers in the history that Major League Baseball would say, I don't want to face that guy. It would probably be that guy. It would probably be Ted Williams, who's going to get a base hit or he hit with power. But again, that's why sports is so much fun. We're talking about basketball. Quick story. Heard, Chamberlain. People rip on Chamberlain. He didn't play against big people. We talked about this yesterday. Back in the day, Chamberlain, there was 8 to 10 teams in the NBA. Will Chamberlain would have seen Bill Russell 12 times. Bill Russell was 6'9", 6'10". Russell could high jump 6'10" in college. He was an Olympic level high jumper. He was a stud athlete. And you'd say, well, that's like a power forward today. Russell was a big man with incredible strength and timing. Walt Bellamy played for the Atlanta Hawks, 7 foot tall, 280 pounds, big man, good player. He would have saw Nate Thurman, 6'11", 270. If you ever saw him without a shirt, he was ripped. Kareem Abdul-Jabbar said best, strongest man he ever played against. Then after Wilt Chamberlain, you got to go look at, who else did he play against that were just big people. He would have saw Kareem Abdul-Jabbar from like 66, 67 on, 7'2". He would have saw fantastic Elvin Hayes, Wes Unseld. These were strong, big men when the rules weren't in favor of being nice. These were physical players. Chamberlain was a man who could bench, they say, 600 pounds. In his mid-30s, mid-40s, world-class volleyball player. He could high jump, I believe it was 6'8" in college, won the Big 8 decathlon. He could run a 100-yard dash and beat Jim Brown in the NFL. Chamberlain was a crazy good athlete. Oh yeah, he was 7'1¼ and weighed 290 pounds. Oh, that's all. Oh yeah, he had a 34-inch vertical jump at 7'1¼ Oh, that's all. And so when we're talking about LeBron James being the best player of all time, I say no. I think the best player, all-around basketball player all time, Michael Jordan. The next 4 guys I'm throwing in that list, and again, right into stand tall and prove me wrong. Larry Bird's the best forward ever played game basketball, hands down. You talk about all-around player. Jordan's one of the guards, and then I think you got to go with Kobe as your 2 guard, along with Jordan, even though I really want to put Jerry West in there. And I put Magic as my 6th man. I put Russell at 1 forward spot. And then you look at the other forward spot alongside Wilt Chamberlain, and oh boy, there's a long list. But if I'm going to go with one big power forward that's just a stud, I'm either going Elvin Hayes or Karl Malone. One of those 2 guys. They were that good. So anyway, there you go. Stand Tall with Dave Brown. There's sports. Go to our DaveBrown.com. We'd love to have you. Get your sweatshirt, get your T-shirt. Let us know what you're thinking, and we would relish your comments on sports. And we're covering football and everything. Thank you.
Dave, you're a big Cincinnati Red fan. Don Gullett passed away. Don Gullett, what a tremendous player for the Reds. Helped them win the World Series. Any comments about Don Gullett passing this week?
Did he really?
Yeah.
I did not read that. That is tough. As you get older, Rob, it's like you see these different people pass away. Toby Keith was a hard one for me because I just really like Toby Keith. He's a little crazy, but I like to have fun. And Rob, you know that. And Toby Keith was the kind of guy maybe that was one of those people you're like, yeah, man, I want to hang with that dude. But Don Gullett was, we all have our favorite teams. Rob, you're a Cardinals guy. I'm a Reds guy, so we're like, we don't, have any love lost between those 2 teams, but a lot of respect. I did not know that one. being a kid from Oregon, I became a Reds fan when I saw Johnny Bench throw out a Dodger from the crouch, ball by his ear, and he just smoked him at first base. The guy never had a blink of a chance. And then, so I became an instant, Johnny Bench fan, and then on to the Reds. But I like some other teams. I was a little bit of a Pirates fan, just a little bit. I love Stargell, Manny Sanguian, the Cardinals, because I played on them in Little League, and we did well. Little bit of a Yankees fan because I loved Mickey Mantle. And then I'd say today my second favorite team, and then Rob's going to hate this, is the Red Sox. I don't know why, but I kind of root for the Sox a little bit. So as long as the Dodgers lose, I'm good. This is Stand Tall with Dave Brown. I'm out. Okay. Hey, we'd like to do a shout out to Stand Tall. We're growing way faster than we even dreamed of. So thank you to everybody that's supporting us out there. A great way you can support us is to go to our website, and we'd love to have you give to Stand Tall. We want to fight for everybody that needs somebody to stand tall for them. Right now, our big push is for girls and women's sports. Dallas Malloy and Riley Gaines and all the people out there that have reached out to us, we want to help them, and we want to help you, and we want to help your neighbors, and we want to help everybody. We don't care what state you're from. We don't care where you're from another country. Stand Tall wants to stand with you. Please go on there and give and donate, because we're going to turn around and help other people out. And then we do have some merch on there. There's some sweatshirts, and I have a t-shirt I'm wearing right now. We've had a lot of people asking for these, and so we'd love to have it. We're going to add hats down the road. There might be a different logo on some stuff. We might have 2 or 3 of those coming up there, and we would love it. So go to the website, standtallwithdavebrown.com, and you can also email us at standtallwithdavebrown at gmail.com and tell us what you're thinking. And we'd love to get some of you guys on the show, no matter where you're from. We have people from all over the country wanting to be on our show right now. And we're going to grow this thing, and we're all going to stand tall together. So thank you so much.